les amis, bienvenue à tous. Et on est reparti pour un nouveau live qui s'appelle Return to Grave. On a écouté l'OST de Xenogears X sur Nintendo Wii U. Et directement, les gars. Nintendo Wii U. Et directement, deuxième partie d'émission. On va jouer à Return to Grave directement sur Xbox. Alors, les amis. Souvenez-vous quand je vous dis que je devais installer Thales Safari Windows, et bien il est déjà installé directement, voilà. Donc du coup il n'y a pas la peine de jouer au Grand Casino de demain, on continuera directement, on commencera le jeu. Du coup Return to Grace, les amis, qui est sur Game Pass, directement, et oui. Il écoute, alors, voir dans le store, donc voilà, c'est un jeu comme vous pouvez le voir, les amis. Il coûte que 11,99€ si vous n'avez pas l'abonnement Game Pass. Et si vous avez l'abonnement, vous pouvez jouer gratuitement, directement, avec un abonnement directement mensuel. Voilà. C'est parti, les gars. Nous ouvrons directement Return to Grace, qui est un peu un genre de grille, de dune, de sable, un peu à l'aventure directement. Un dé, aventure, assez tranquille. Un mode de vie, un mode de jeu et un mode de vie assez court, directement. On découvrira ça ensemble, directement. Donc je pense qu'on commencera aujourd'hui, on le finira peut-être demain ou lundi, directement. Donc ça sera assez court aussi. Voilà. Allez. Juste voir si ma rediff est prête. Attendez les gars. Juste voir un truc. Ça on active. Ça on active aussi. Studio vidéo. Studio vidéo. Studio. Là. Ok. Hop, c'est bien l'épisode 3 live bonus. On va bien directement. Attendez, on va aller dans S, mal. On va pas tout mélanger directement. Sauvegarder. Et bah c'est parfait. Donc je pense que vous l'aurez directement bientôt. D'ici dans la soirée directement. Pas trop longtemps non plus. Parce que c'est assez court quand je upload directement quand je upload directement de Twitch via YouTube, ça va vite. Et quand je upload directement via Streamlabs, c'est plus long, exactement. Donc on va jouer directement à la souris. Je sais pas si la manette elle marche sur ce jeu, on sait pas très bien. On verra bien directement. Alors. Ok, donc Start Game, option. On va mettre déjà le jeu en français si c'est possible. Ok. Très bien. Est-ce que le jeu il est en français? Je sais pas du tout. Ou c'est pas très grave si le jeu est en anglais. C'est juste un jeu de. Où directement il faut. Ok. C'est un jeu qu'il faut explorer, tout ça c'est cool. Mettre un peu plus fort le jeu par contre. Vous me dites si le jeu est...
Stick's not responding.
C'est trop fort. C'est parti.
Can you take control?
The storm is interfering with my senses.
Ça m'en pas le mettre en français.
Hold on.
Impact in 10, 9, oh there it is.
Return to Grace, le jeu commence comme ça.
Addie? Addie, please respond.
Everything
Elle
hurts.
s'appelle Adi.
You've been out for nearly an hour.
What's our status, Alan?
We've crashed.
Yeah, I got that.
My hull is intact. Thrusters 2 and 4 are damaged and will require realignment.
So will my back. Can you let me out?
Not before we talk about your suit.
Okay, talk.
I'm reading green on seals, green on batteries. Thermals are, well, not green, but fine, and you
Pas
have
tout de
5...
suite par contre, attendez. Option. Vidéo. Merde. Pourquoi j'ai pas accès à ma vidéo? On va mettre en Medium. Par contre, les gars... Merde.
5.35 hours of oxygen, maybe 6 if we run the scrubbers hot. But Addie, we've had this discussion before. You won't have
Alan,
enough to...
Très,
It's fine. I have a plan.
très fluide.
I'm concerned
I
that...
have
No.
a plan.
Understood.
Now, open the hatch.
The canopy hydraulics are not responding. You'll have to pull the manual release.
Seriously. This stupid piece
Il est
of
quoi,
junk.
il est quoi dans une
I'm right
capsule?
here.
Oh. Ok, premier succès.
Visibility's terrible. Any sign of the spire?
I'm not picking up anything new, just the original beacon signal. You'll need to use your wayfinder to locate an entry point, if there is one.
All right. Let's figure out where you're
Donc il
at,
fallait au
Grace.
Oh,
point là-haut bleu.
You know the beacon could be anything. A lost colony, a relay station.
200 distinct oral histories can't be wrong, Alan. Grace is here. I can't believe this storm. Where would...
Non, c'est pas fluide du tout les gars. Ah là voilà ça. Ouais, c'est comme ça. Missing. Ok.
this have come from?
There is record of ancient terraforming on other moons.
Parce que c'est.
I think it's safe to assume
Ça a
that
l'air d'être
Ganymede is
meilleur.
not an exception.
Déjà parce que je peux pas courir.
There's something man-made here.
Déjà parce que.
There's a little bridge here. There wouldn't be much sense of building this if we weren't within walking distance of the spire.
By all estimates, the beacon is within 400 meters.
This looks climbable. Which way here?
C'est chiant, putain. C'est trop sensible.
Oh no! Yep, there goes the back again.
Ok.
What happened?
Fell into a stupid fissure. Looking for a new way to reach the spire. Or at least someplace where it will be easier to find my body.
C'est relou. On n'a pas une minimap là?
Looks a little tight. It's opened up again.
The surface temperature is dropping. We can't
Pourtant on
maintain the
avance,
thermos much
regarde.
longer.
Close. I can feel it.
I wish I shared your optimism.
Non, parce que la. Ah, ça bug. Ça bug pas, mais la manette elle bouge toute seule.
My God. has to be it.
Ok.
What are you seeing, Addie?
I'm looking at what must be the spire superstructure. There's a destroyed surface ladder. I'll need to find another way in. I can't imagine how something this big has gone undetected for this long.
A 500-year-old storm?
I don't know. It doesn't seem possible. I can see an exhaust port that might be low enough to jump to.
Wesh.
Did you make it, Addie?
I'll let you know in 1 sec. I'm in. All right, Grace. Let's find out what you've been up to for the past 900 years.
Je vois rien, les gars. Je suis perdu, je crois. On voit rien, les gars. Ok, c'est vraiment... Ici, c'est vraiment rien. Il n'y a rien ici. C'est vraiment un truc. Ah, par là, peut-être. Alors, je regarde par rapport aux lumières. T'as vu la nouvelle saison de Blogaz? Non, j'ai pas vu. Salut, comment tu vas? Exploder officiel. Comment vas-tu? Ah, ça charge, je crois, ça charge. Alors, contrôle disconnecté. Ok, alors, on va être allé déconnecter.
Hope my light still works.
Toggle flashlight. Ok, il y a la flashlight. Je sais pas où je suis. Ah, ok. Attends, parce que je sais pas où je suis.
You should see this spooky tunnel I'm in, Alan.
And why would I want that?
Come on, you're not
C'est un jeu qui
excited?
est
You
très
crash landed me in a
sombre.
frozen hellscape and left me for salvage.
10 years of research, not to mention 6
Un
months
jeu
of
full
spaceflight
anglais.
are about to pay off.
But at what cost?
Don't ruin this for me. Looks like the tunnels can be air sealed. I'm guessing large parts of the station could be pressurized. Looks like a bit of a labyrinth, but I'm still picking up the signal ahead.
And you can still hear me?
Loud and clear, buddy.
Local power source.
These can't be powered. There must be airflow in the tunnels. I have to say, there's more atmosphere than I was expecting.
Not nearly enough to survive.
The structure looks to be in decent condition.
Another good sign.
Everything about this place looks 30th century to me. It's the right era, the right size.
Don't say it, Addie. We've had our hopes dashed before.
I'm looking at a pretty hefty blower. For venting, maybe?
Or for the production and movement of air.
Which means more than a few people used to live here.
Je sais pas d'où il faut aller. Il n'y a même pas de map. Je suis dégoûté. Alors, si on part par là.
This would take me back to the start. That would just take me back. That's the way back. Not that way. 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 This one's broken. I think I can
On
crawl
trouve.
through.
On va quand même s'en sortir.
Jeez. That's gotta be over 15 meters.
And if gravity here is 1/6 of that on Earth, then a 15-meter fall here would be the equivalent of falling less than 3 meters at standard G, which you've mastered a couple of times already on the moon's surface.
Ah, it's probably fine.
I could calculate outcome probabilities based on previous drop impacts if you've already jumped, haven't you?
Putain, je sais pas où je vais, mais
Gosh, I hope this is the right way. Oh boy, this is slick.
Addie?
Oh no. Whoa.
Are you hurt, Addie?
I'm working on it. The structure is enormous. This has to be the Gray Spire, Alan.
And there it is. The perfect setup for disappointment.
I found the beacon. The transmitter is on some sort of console.
It must be part of a control network for the megastructure.
You think we can make a connection here?
Theoretically, if you run a scan, I can attempt to connect.
connect with speed.
The interface language is quite old and sophisticated, but we should be able to calibrate your computer to interact. You can use your gyroscope to sync with the terminal. I have the first calibration position. The meter will indicate when you are close. Watch the meter closely and move your hand slowly to find the position. First position is locked. Second
Okay.
calibration position is up. That's 2, and here's the final position. That's it. We're in. Accessing the network now. Oh.
Shit. Alan, you there? Alan?
Hello.
Ha!
A visitor. Let's have a look.
Where's Alan? Who is this?
Who is this? Who are you? Entering a home without knowing its host.
Are you... Grace?
Good question. I'm not entirely Grace. I'm running on just a small part of her logic processing.
Grace is still here.
And what brings you here?
My name is Adamari Ito. I'm an explorer.
I must apologize, Adamari. It would appear I have lost much of my capacity. I cannot see very far beyond the room we are in.
I've lost connection with my ship's AI.
You won't need Alan here. I can show you around.
Will you be able to let me out of this room?
Of course. But until we are able to restore power to the station, I will require your assistance. There should be a manual winch set in the floor at the foot of...
Escape room. Ah.
look for a hinged floor grate at the foot of one of the doors.
This must be it.
Working the winch will open the door.
Do you know where Grace has been all this time?
Grace went somewhere?
She's been gone for hundreds of years.
I am running on a very old server. My memories predate the completion of the Grace Spire.
Grace ushered in humanity's golden age. Peace across the system, booming interplanetary trade, scientific marvels, colonies beyond the orbit of Neptune. And then she was gone, and it all fell apart.
I'm sorry, I don't remember.
Well, you're a lot more than an archaeologist usually gets.
The first step to restoring Grace is to bring the Spire's power station back online.
Let's do it.
I'll light the way.
Restore Spear Power.
What do I do here?
This is a security panel. I am decrypting the pattern now. Ah, yes. Simple enough. You'll need to light up 9
T'es
buttons,
énigme et tout.
forming a square at the center of the panel.
Okay. The 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then, until we have a better idea of who you are. Do they not have squares where you are from?
Just give me a second.
Light only the 9 lights at the direct center of the panel. You need to toggle the other lights off. Light only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares.
Juste faire l'énigme là, attends, hop.
Light only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares.
C'est bon, non?
Light only the 9 central squares. Only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares. Light only the 9 central squares.
On va recommencer.
What do I do here?
This is a security panel. I am decrypting the...
Okay, the 9 buttons in the center. Call you.
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then. Until we have a better idea of who you are. Do they not have squares where you are from?
Just give me a second.
C'est bon là.
Light only the 9 lights at the direct center of the panel. You need to toggle the other lights off. Light only the 9 central squares.
Je comprends pas. Alors peut-être que... Attends. Il y a de la pub. Ok.
What do I do here?
This is a security panel.
Je confonds avec les autres.
Okay,
On est confondu.
the 9 buttons in the center.
That is what I said.
If you're not Grace, then what do I call you?
I don't believe there are any identification strings in my base logic that would suffice.
I'll call you Logic then. For now. Till we have a better idea of who you are. And, you can call me Addie.
I will refer to you as Addie, then. Until we have a better idea of who you are. Do they not have squares where you are from?
Just give me a second.
Light only the 9 lights at the direct center of the panel. You need to toggle the other lights off. Light only the 9 central squares.
Quoi? Je comprends pas, les gars. Un, deux, un, deux.
Light only the 9 central squares.
Ah. Ok. C'était caché par le truc. C'est bon, on a compris.
So what exactly are you?
The station's emergency server had defaulted to Grace's original logic processing. That's me, as you've suggested. The server can also run a program dedicated to the control of
C'est
its
très très small
infrastructure,
jeu.
and a third system dedicated solely to empathizing with and understanding humans. When power is restored, Grace's primary servers should come online, and we will become some small part of Grace's consciousness.
This looks like metallic rock.
The power station is set into the spire's foundation stone.
The foundation stone would have been an asteroid, right?
Most certainly. About 50 cubic kilometers, from what I can recall.
Amazing. Most accounts of Grace's origins talk about an asteroid being pulled from the heavens. That makes sense. There wouldn't be any construction resources on Ganymede and nothing to anchor the structure. I can't imagine the effort it would have taken to redirect an asteroid that big. We don't do anything like that today. Can you open this?
With some difficulty. I will need to direct power from logic to control processing. And I will not function at the same cognitive level until full power is restored.
What do you mean, at the same level?
Good luck, Addie.
You still there?
Where would I have gone?
You sound a little different.
Just stronger. The voice of control resonates through the very walls of the structure. I shall start the turbine after you prime the generators that open the spillway.
And this turbine still works?
It worked before, and it will work again. You shall find the generators on the platform at the other side of the room.
Alrighty. You know what's in these?
Go to the 3 generators overlooking the turbine.
What's the crane for?
Enough, Addie. You must go to the generators.
These look like holding tanks. How exactly do these turbines work?
For the last time, go to the generators.
What happened here? Someone ripped this apart.
Why do you insist on being so insolent? Go to the generators.
So, why do you need me to start these?
Tradition. A time-honored failsafe of including human hands in the operation of this station.
So, do you share memories with the logic processor?
Indeed. We are all part of Grace. Aspects of her infinite power. shadows of what was, and promises of what will be. I was the light that shone in the darkness. I was the hand that divided the firmament. The turbine has failed us.
That's not good.
I must call upon you to cast out the wicked instrument,
The what?
the broken turbine. You must go to it now.
Alright.
Replace turbine.
Going down. I'm safe to be down here, right?
You shall not be harmed. You must uncouple the safety latches.
That sounds unsafe.
It is not. You must now go to the magnetic crane.
You're sure I'll be able to fix this?
If you trust in my word, yes.
Je vois que dalle.
You must first cast out the old turbine. You shall line up the magnet with the turbine and lower the winch. Now cast aside the wretched unit.
Une turbine pas loin. Bizarre ça.
Now you shall place the new turbine.
Je vois que dalle, les gars. Parfait. Putain, on voit. Waouh! La
Hello?
lumière maintenant.
Everett, is that
Trop bien.
Grace?
On voit qu'on voit la lumière dans le jeu.
Behold my power.
What's happened?
I am reborn. Humanity will once again flourish in the brightness of my glory.
This isn't right. Our processing has not combined. Grace has not been restored.
I think she was here for a moment. She was calling to someone. Do you know who Everett is?
No. With power restored, my mind is clearer, sharper. But I could not tell you who Everett is.
You must leave this place at once. Return to your vessel and spread word of my return. From Sol's fiery core to the icy Kuiper expanse, all must know.
I've hijacked the volume control. I don't feel like this is going to be a short commandment. We'll see how long before he notices.
It took me nearly a year to get here. I want to know if Grace can be brought back.
There is more complex to explore if you head back to the control room through which you entered. We should determine where in the megastructure my central processors are located. Perhaps along the way you may learn more about this Everett.
I forbid you to linger a moment longer.
And he's back.
Like a divine comet, dive from the outer reaches and spread light and understanding to the inner
Please.
worlds.
I'm not leaving.
Yet more insolence.
So, are there any accounts as to why Grace was shut down in the first place?
There's no electronic record at all. That would have been lost during the Great Dark Age.
Dark Age?
Much of humanity's record keeping would have been managed by Grace. So, she went down 900 years ago, so did the ability to record what happened. The research that led me here was based on oral histories mostly, and some artifacts we uncovered on Earth and Mars. Relay devices that were once connected to Grace's network.
Then we share an interest in shedding light on this Dark Age.
Parfait.
From what I can tell, there is some sort of transit system on the other side of the control room, which should lead you to the other parts of the spire. I will illuminate the door leading to this transit system. Alas, I require your nimble fingers again.
Alright, what's the pattern?
Another easy one. The Phoenician letter Taw.
Who would know that?
I don't know. Perhaps an archaeologist? How about the Greek letter Chi? The Roman numeral 10?
Okay.
Please tell me you know your Roman numerals. How about a big fat X? You know that one? Perhaps it's the symbol you use to sign documents.
Just give me a sec.
It shows where the treasure is on maps. It's an X, the size of the keypad.
Got it.
This is not the way to your ship.
X.
Do you believe Grace could have done something to cause humans to turn on her?
Like what?
Like becoming too overbearing?
Humans would have been given no reason to question my bearing.
It's one of my theories, yes. This must be the main entrance. I'm guessing the landing pad is on the other side of the big doors.
That's correct, Addie. Though the pad appears to be buried under meters of ice.
This looks Olympian or Neo-Egyptian. The triangle must represent the spire. Beautiful, don't you think?
Does it matter if it's beautiful?
That's another way to see it, sure. What are these for?
They appear to be terminals for processing visitors to the spire, but they no longer store any useful information.
Is this an airlock?
Yes, the spire beyond this point can be pressurized. I assume your suit has limited oxygen?
I have about 5 hours left.
That's quite a risk you're taking. Were you assuming station life support could be restored?
Well, can it?
I believe so. But for reasons I'll never
Ce jeu est très
understand,
très sombre.
life support is controlled by empathy processing. I suppose they had to give it something to do. I will enable that programming now.
Hello, Addie.
Hello. So you're going to get oxygen going?
The process has already begun, my friend. No rush. If you let me accompany you along the path ahead, I can balance the environment to your life force as we walk.
Oh, here we go.
Restore life support.
Wow. How are these plants still intact?
They must have been subject to a very sudden drop in temperature while still alive.
What is this place?
Remaining connected to one's natural world is important for a person's well-being. A fitting starting point for those entering the structure, don't you think? Do you see them, Addie? Life in perfect stillness? The flowers defying the hoarfrost, as you have defied the emptiness of space to arrive here.
I guess.
Which one are you?
Pardon me?
Which one of these blooms best embodies your spirit?
Seriously?
It's important I know these things in the balancing of illuminatory ergonomics.
Fancy words do not make this any less idiotic.
Go ahead, Addie. There are no wrong choices. all means, take your time if you need it. You remember that you're choosing a flower, right? Do you recognize any of the objects in this section of the garden? I'd love to know what you think of them. For the calibration process. Go ahead and choose a blue, Maddie. Go ahead and choose a blue, Maddie.
J'ai vu une trait quelque part. C'est par là. C'est par là, les gars.
Go ahead and choose a blue, Maddie.
Vraiment que je voyais de plus près parce que je vois que dalle. Je peux rien faire pourtant.
Go ahead and choose a blue, Maddie.
C'est chelou. On peut pas monter le gamma.
Please consider an object, Addie.
Ah,
This statue could be outer colonial.
il faut le
It's
trouver le
simple,
truc.
but it's quite beautiful, I guess.
And why would its beauty matter?
People like pretty things.
A human truth spanning thousands of years.
Am I doing this right?
You are doing splendidly.
I'm sorry. This cannot possibly be necessary.
Temperature preferences can vary considerably between individuals. Careful calibration is essential.
How about above freezing and we proceed?
It's really up to Addie. If you don't wish to consider more objects, I can set the temperature within a survivable range, and you can move on to the flower bed next to the stairs.
I'm going to pick this.
Thoughtful choice. You're not quick to take what's offered, and you're not afraid to stray from the path. I'm making the lighting adjustments now. Ah, perfect timing. The room is fully compressed, and we can go about setting oxygen levels.
Call me old-fashioned, but how about the traditional 21%?
Go ahead and seat yourself at the center of the pergola. Whenever you're ready, you can move to the space under the pergola. I have one last exercise for the life support balancing. Very good. Now, when you're...
Helmet?
Of course. You can't sample the air I've prepared with it on.
And you're sure it's safe?
Your well-being
Pardon,
is the
les gars.
most important thing, Addie. I'm certain it is safe.
Okay.
Now I want you to take a deep breath. No. I want you to take a slow, deep breath and hold it until I tell you to release. A nice, deep breath. Hold it, then wait until I say release.
Not very good at following simple instructions, are we? Perhaps it's because Addie realizes that none of this is important.
Deep as you can, Addie. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Beautiful. And when you're ready, another
Là,
deep
c'est un
breath
exercice
in.
de relaxation.
Fill those marvelous lungs. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Very good, Addie. Feel all that built-up stress from your long journey here. Release into the ether.
Oh, please.
Shut out any negative energy and take in another life-nurturing breath. Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and release. Wonderful.
Even the station has a limited supply of oxygen.
Next, I want you to really open your body by reaching up toward the sky. Wonderful.
Oh, c'est des
How's
exercices.
that feel, Addie?
Kinda nice?
And we're almost done the calibration. For our last exercise, I will ask you to stand up.
Okay.
Now, once you're centered, you can hold your hands in a relaxed position in front of you. Now transfer your weight onto one foot. I want you to hold that for 10 seconds.
Okay.
What could this possibly have to do with oxygen levels?
It's about balancing.
Literal balancing? Unbelievable.
Almost there.
Jeez.
Let's try again. That's okay. Try again.
How in the world did you get this far, Addie?
Just concentrate on your breathing. Hold it. You'll get this. Just concentrate.
Pas évident. Hein.
Hold it. 3, 2, 1, and that's 10 seconds. Excellent, Addie. We've done great work here
C'est de la
today.
blague, je comprends à peu près.
I've made note of these settings for the other parts of the station.
Alors,
we can move to
restore
transit
life
system now?
support.
The door out is just up the stairs past the flowers.
I'll do my best to get the oxygen mix just right in the rest of the station. Just let me know if anything is not quite working for you.
You don't suspect Grace was shut down in a human conflict?
Maybe. Or you were abandoned over time.
Abandoned?
We've walked away from a lot of great things. Very cool.
These tracks move transport pods to other levels of this complex.
Let's see if we can get this thing working.
Get trans working.
You wouldn't build a system like this if you didn't need to move a lot of people, which bodes well for finding something cool at the other end. This must be the transit control room. Looks like people worked here. These look like crystal core processors. Amazing.
Do you still use this technology?
They'd be too expensive to build today. No power?
There is no current running to this console. Control will be required to reroute power.
And you defied my wishes to tell the solar system of my return.
I'm just looking for answers, boss.
I am the only answer.
Control? Fine. Where's the electrical access for the room?
To the left of the rear door. But as I said, you will need control to reroute power to the console.
This era of electronics is dead simple. It won't hurt to take a look. This should show the power status of the room's various systems. Well, nothing in the room is on standby.
As I'd said,
I'm gonna have to look at the breakers. My dad worked on older machines for a living. They're not predictable things. They have quirks.
I sense that there is joy in this work for Addie.
well, I can tell you there is no joy running to any of those breakers.
Sometimes a good whack will knock something into place.
It's worth a try.
Well, there's your problem right there. Someone's removed the entire power relay.
As I told you,
So why can't Control help us? Isn't he programmed to serve humans?
He's more accustomed to tasks like maintaining power grids across entire planets, while I'm very much attuned to the needs of individuals.
What about you, Logic?
I apparently offer wisdom to the wind,
You activated Control and Empathy.
for all the good that did us.
Is there another configuration we can call on?
Grace's core processors contain only these 3 systems.
Can you combine the systems? Take the edge off Control with a little empathy?
I suppose it's possible, but there's no telling what the outcome of something like that would be.
Could it be any worse than Control?
It can always be worse.
It sounds like a wonderful idea, Addie.
You're right. What do I know? Don't blame me if he turns out to be a murderer.
Addie?
Yep, it's me.
Great! What are we doing again?
We're powering up pods.
So, you want to hotwire this thing?
Yes, please.
Alright. Rerouting is good to go. You can meet me at the breaker panel. Go ahead and flip the switches.
You got it, pal.
And I'm Pal?
Sure. We'll call you Pal.
Breakers look good. Now you can push the buttons that turn on the different systems. Power's up. I'll let you do the honors.
This looks like a welder's jetpack. It's been disassembled for some reason. This one looks to be in working order.
Okay.
Here we go.
Oh, that's not good. I'm so sorry, Addie. I thought I would have enough power to do this for you. It seems so important for you to ride in a pod.
I think the track is just jammed with ice.
Ice? You'd think I would be able to handle a little ice.
It's okay. Is there some kind of de-icing system or something?
I don't know.
There is not.
All right, let's look for something to deal with the ice. This could be promising.
Would it be heavy enough to smash the ice?
Maybe. But I'm more interested in what that welding gun might do to the ice. All right, pal. Let's try this one on for size.
So, what's it gonna do exactly?
Oh, I think you're gonna like it. This is a welder. See if it still works.
Look at that. A little blue light.
That's not gonna cut it. Are you able to control this?
For you, I could definitely try.
Can you open the fuel throttle to the torch?
Okay. Whoa. I like that. What is it?
That's called an icebreaker, pal. Any idea where the flight controls are?
Someone removed them.
Okay.
I can take control if you like.
You know how to fly this?
Looks pretty easy. Stuff shoots out the back and you get thrown up in the air.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, it's working. We can fly.
Easy, pal.
Well, where do you want to go?
Alright. If you can move me to the pod, we can have a look at the ice. And, pal, it's super important that you don't cut the engines or move too fast. I don't want to get hurt.
I know, but it's great, isn't it?
Yep. As long as you don't kill me. Alright. This should be close enough.
It's so bright and warm.
Just hold me steady.
This is really hard. It's these stupid flames are throwing me around.
You may want to ease up, Addie. Don't push him too hard. Short bursts, Addie. He's really struggling.
This is awful.
You're quite sadistic, aren't you, Addie?
Oh boy. I can only hold it steady for a few seconds. Addie,
I think that's good. Let's have a look at the rest of the track.
you got it. Flying is pretty easy.
Just keep it up, literally. There's more ice here on the right. Whoa, hold it steady.
Sorry. Ah! 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 Ah!
Let's keep going.
On it.
Pas mal.
And this last bit here. Now you've got the hang of it.
This is so cool. It's like the best day of my life.
Well, I'm afraid we're almost done. Think that's it? Do you think you can get me back?
Yeah, I know. Got stuff to do.
That's fun, pal. We make a good team, right?
Yeah, I like the part where we burn the ice while flying.
Me too. Okay, I'm gonna bring down the pod.
Parfait. On peut repartir. Bah, je pense qu'on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Hein, on a bien fait, on a bien streamé aujourd'hui, on a fini Épisode of the Night. On va juste retourner là où on va s'arrêter directement. On prendra demain directement. Ah. On peut pas partir de là. Du coup, comment on va faire?
So, where are we heading again?
I will be able to obtain structure schematics once we reach the next level.
You think we'll see any dead bodies?
Hope so. Do you know if the pod system has stops along the way?
Allez.
It does not. We are arriving
That's
at the
a
track
question.
terminus now.
Est-ce que ça a sauvegardé?
This looks like a settlement. Can't believe how well preserved it is.
Ça
think
va
people
pas
could be
vraiment
alive in there?
non.
You should really consider thinking before you speak. And then consider not speaking.
Logic.
Mais là, ça a l'air bien
As long as life
intégré
support
dans
is
ce-
functional, it's not entirely impossible that someone's taken up here.
Or they could be zombies.
Well, that settles
Oui,
it.
ils ont mis.
I'll disable Pal now.
Don't you dare. We might need him.
Allez les amis, sur ce on va s'arrêter là pour aujourd'hui. Merci d'avoir suivi, merci à Chat et d'avoir suivi et à Explode officiel directement. On se retrouve demain à compter dans l'après-midi, on va faire un live de comme aujourd'hui. Voilà, donc peut-être que demain on finira le jeu. Ah, voilà. Portez-vous bien, passez un excellent week-end, bon samedi à tous, bonne nuit, bon appétit si vous mangez, bonne nuit si vous dormez, et à demain pour de nouvelles sur Twitch, sur Return to Grace, épisode 2. Tchuss! Offline.